After the train wreck of 2023, you really wouldn't think that Hollywood could do worse. But here we are. The top 5 Hollywood disasters of 2024 produced 24 hours of pure cinematic horse crap. That's 1,440 minutes of lazy reboots, AI scripts, and activists posing as actors.
You see the progress that Star Wars is making across the board and all of the streaming and all of the series. It hasn't felt like a safe space always for people of color.
Gayer and gayer as each episode goes.
Yes, darling, but I can't tell you how. I can't tell you anything, but yes, it will be a gay explosion by the end of it.
After just 365 days, Hollywood wasted Cate Blanchett, Disney killed Star Wars, you had Amazon getting shamed, and then Jack Black proved again that he's the most annoying thing to come out of Tinseltown since studios started paying Awkwafina to sing.
Who I am inside. Remember the swamp? Remember my song in the swamp when I was like, wham, chicka, wham. That was awful.
You know, one time, Hollywood used to make great movies and they had a lot of fun. Then they shoved a stick up their ass. Thankfully, their philosophy to update all movies for modern day audiences has a cure. Vote with your wallets and then ridicule. Coming in at number 5, Madam Web.
This is an emergency. Get off the train. That man's trying to kill you.
What?
What is going on? I can see the future.
No way!
If you want to hear studio executives admit the fact that their birth certificates are nothing but apology letters from Trojan, hit subscribe. As for Madam Web, it's Sony's Spider-Man movie without Spider-Man. But it does star Peter Parker as a literal fetus and 4 girl bosses burning through a $250 million budget. It is so bad that not even Sydney Sweeney in a Spider-Woman costume could lift the critics' 11% Rotten Tomato score. Now, the paint-by-numbers plot starts in 1970s Peru. You got a mom, she gets bitten by a magical spider. She then dies during childbirth. But her kid 30 years later grows up to be Cassandra, who has a near-death experience in the Big Apple. She comes back to life with magical Spidey powers to see the future. Her mission is to protect 3 teenage cosplayers who are destined to have Spidey powers from an evil villain with Spidey powers. Roll credits. Madam Web is a 2-hour Pepsi commercial, nothing more. They fill every other minute on screen with people drinking Pepsi, showing off their Pepsi cans, and then staging the final fight in front of one of the world's largest Pepsi signs. The only good thing to come out of Sony Studios in doing this production was that they killed the era of the girl boss on the big screen. It's just too bad that Lionsgate didn't get the memo. Coming in at number 4, Borderlands. Video game movies have spit out some serious junk over the last few years, but Eli Roth's Borderlands is a film just begging to be shamed. Now, Roth, he became famous for all of his horror and slasher flicks, but the only thing he's ever going to be known for ever again is how he wasted superstar Cate Blanchett in 102 minutes of cinematic boredom that lost $120 million, a budget that was big enough you could remake the masterpiece Godzilla Minus One 8 times over. In Borderlands, Blanchett at 55 plays Lilith, a generic 20-something-year-old Hollywood tough girl. She's a gunslinging bounty hunter that has to babysit a crew of rejects, including the always irritating Jack Black as a wisecracking robot. Now, their job is to rescue the kidnapped daughter of the universe's top baddie and then open a vault of treasure. The end. Think of the worst movie you've ever seen, and then throw in 90s cable TV special effects, fetch quests that stand in for plot, and bloodless action scenes with 0 stakes. Top that off with jokes that only the screenwriters' moms could love, and a crew of actors that all feel on screen like they lost a bet on the casting couch. The only thing Borderlands achieved was to make history as the first movie to debut with a 0% Rotten Tomato score. But don't feel sorry for Lionsgate Studios. They deserve this. They tried to go in for a quick cash grab by experimenting with a desert setting for Mad Max Fury Road and the characters from the Guardians of the Galaxy, and they screwed everything up. Borderlands isn't really a film. It's a reminder of how to use a remote control, something Disney still hasn't learned how to do. Coming in at number 3, The Acolyte.
Yes, my child.
Attack me with all your strength.
Have you ever thought the Jedi were child-stealing space cops and needed defunding? Then The Acolyte is the perfect modern-day show for you.
So my character, you know, she's a powerful leader. She's a powerful leader. Yes. In a very woman-centered world, which I was very excited to kind of be that, because I feel like Star Wars is very like patriarchal, so it was kind of cool to have like this sort of woman-centered figure. Yes.
George Lucas has said over the last 40 years that Star Wars and all its characters, those are like his children, his babies. Attack of the Clones cost $115 million to make, and it made him a fortune because he did what he loved and he shared that passion with the world. But Disney sunk $750,000 per minute on an 8-episode therapy session. Also, Leslie Headland, the showrunner of the series, could reimagine Star Wars with low testosterone men, body positivity, and a coven of lesbian space witches recently rejected from America's Got Talent.
Power of one, the power of two, the power of many.
The story takes place 100 years before the Skywalker saga. It follows Osha. She's on a mission to stop her evil twin sister May from killing all the Jedi she blames for their two moms' deaths.
I carried them. I created them. What?
By the end of the finale, the bad guys look like misunderstood good guys. You got witches represent the resistance against white dudes, and the series turns into a bad knockoff of Freaky Friday meets The Matrix. The Acolyte was canceled after season 1 crashed hard in the ratings. Yep, true to Hollywood form, you had the cast, they played victims, and then they blamed the fans for not loving their cringe fest.
Bigotry and vitriol, prejudice, hatred, and hateful language towards us.
Yeah, I just try to treat everything as if we're on RuPaul's Drag Race.
People have told me that it's the gayest Star Wars, and I'm frankly into it. No.
Disney stuffed 480 minutes with 90-pound girls whooping grown men's asses. You had daddy issues and charmless actors sucking the joy out of life, all to turn Star Wars into a teen romance novel.
As he begins to untie a belted knot from around his waist, she straightens up for a better look. He begins to undress, revealing a prominent scar on his well-toned back.
The handful of online fans that exist say that hate killed the show. But you know, in one way they were right, because The Acolyte had one message. Dear normal people, Disney hates Star Wars fans. But the Mouse House isn't the only studio to loathe their customers. Coming in at number 2, Joker, Folie à Deux.
Delusional.
He's a monster.
This is a very disturbed individual.
Now, Joker Folie à Deux also had a message for its fans. Go f*** yourself.
Police, get what you deserve!
Warner Brothers flushed $200 million down the toilet. Also, director Todd Phillips could take a grim art house sequel and turn it into a giant middle finger aimed at all those who love the original movie. Folie à Deux takes place 2 years after Arthur Flex kills a talk show host on live TV and becomes a cult celebrity. But now he's a broken man in Arkham Asylum who meets Lee Quinzel, an obsessed admirer who wants him to be the Joker again.
You can do anything you want. You're Joker.
2019's Joker fused Taxi Driver with the King of Comedy into one cohesive story. Well, you got Folie à Deux served up a Looney Tunes skit made on acid, a psychodrama set inside of Batman's most infamous insane asylum, and an extended episode of Law & Order with 12 half-finished musical numbers.
And any of those people that underestimated me
Also, don't do this to yourself. It isn't you.
It isn't me. So you don't think this is me? Well, maybe. You don't know who I really was.
Once again, Hollywood did what they've always done. They traded creativity and continuity for a character assassination, the very same way that Rian Johnson destroyed Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi. You know, there's another possibility, that they didn't just go out to destroy the Joker, that this isn't just a film. This is a film made by the Joker, where Todd Phillips isn't just a director. He is the Joker, spending the studio's money like a villain in order to make the biggest prank on fans, Hollywood, and all DC shareholders. However, it doesn't matter, because in either case, the film is still trash.
That's life. Funny as it seems.
However bad the movie, Joaquin Phoenix gave the performance of a lifetime, while Lady Gaga, thankfully, she was underused because her act is more performance fart than art.
Forget your troubles, come on, get happy.
Boring.
Joker 2 used 138 minutes to tear down Arthur Fleck into a stomach-churning mess that would make audiences regret they ever heard his name. So they never want to see him on screen again and never watch the original. And then in the final moments of the film, he gets killed, supposedly by the real Joker.
Jeez, that ending sucks.
For the king of cringe, for the top 5 Hollywood disasters of 2024, coming in at number 1, Crow.
That the soul cannot rest.
Would you risk immortality for a Tinder date? Because that is the real question in director Rupert Sanders-Bott's remake of The Crow. Sanders did a complete disservice to James O'Barr's original graphic novel about true love and wrath meets unimaginable evil. He reimagined the 2024 film with all the emotional weight of a grocery list. Crow follows the story of Eric Draven as he meets Shelley in rehab. He's still traumatized over losing his pet pony as a kid, and she's a former prostitute on the run from a satanic villain. They fall in love through the power of sloppy flashbacks. They have a lot of sex while gangsters are chasing them. They throw parties with their friends while gangsters are chasing them. And the gangsters who are chasing them finally catch up to them to kill them. Also, Eric can return as an avenging angel. Instead of a timeless love story, the film feels more like a 13-year-old wrote a fanfic of Romeo and Juliet starring a tattooed Joker who's in search of a safe space to cry, and a lifeless Harley Quinn who's pushing an empowerment message in a low-tier perfume ad. Either way, this film proves that the filmmakers didn't give a damn about the story. They waste 90 minutes doing nothing. I mean, you have Eric Draven spends about 5 minutes trying on eyeliner to perfect his best undead hero look. You got characters popping in and out to push plot points, and then they disappear or die off screen. Nothing happens till the final 20 minutes of the movie when the Crow actually appears and then turns into John Wick with a samurai sword, killing a gazillion henchmen to a lifeless soundtrack and a lot of bad late-night editing. No matter how low your expectations are for the movie, the film is still going to disappoint. The only good thing about it is its title. And that's the only reason, is because it reminds us that Brandon Lee made the best version 30 years ago.
I'm not going to kill you. Your job will be to tell the rest of them that death is coming for them tonight.
In Hollywood, there are 3 types of bad films. Those so bad they become instant cult classics we love to laugh at. The soulless corporate cash grabs we instantly forget. And the third type, films that are made by studios that refuse to take any creative risk. So instead, they churn out lazy reboots and they replace great stories with Hollywood messaging. They bring out these big budgets with bleak imaginations and hire actors who chase online clicks instead of quality and perfecting their art. Those are the types of movies we never forget and forever ridicule until Hollywood finally learns its lesson. And the great news is, it looks like hope is on the horizon. Now, if you enjoyed this video and found value, hit subscribe, smash the like button, and share your thoughts in the comments down below, and share this with everyone you know. To win every battle and stay true to yourself, all you have to remember is we never bow down, we never bend the knee, always forward.